see when I slept. Ghosts. I was thinking that maybe I'll tell you some scary stories today. A little bit Jewish. It's November. Let's just sprinkle a little spookiness. Okay, now it's a little bit creepy out here. I was thinking that maybe to just spice things up a bit. I was thinking that maybe I tell you some ghost stories that are, honest to God, really happened. To add some little spookiness. Ha ha ha. I want to tell you a few stories that have actually really happened to me, and why I don't fucks with the paranormal anymore. Or should I start? I've always been like that kind of kid who was into paranormal shit, and I was when I was already like very little, I loved watching horror movies, and I've watched them alone too, in the dark when my parents were away, and didn't really affect me. I think they didn't affect me then that much because I always, like, when I was a child, I had my parents around all the time, or my friends or classmates or whatever. I had people around me. I didn't have to like be alone, like, let's say the next day or the next evening, and just remember like, what if that happens for real? But anyways, yeah, I always liked horror movies, shit like that. And then I met a girl, and she became my best friend, and we started like talking like spooky stories and shit, and then we started talking about rituals, and then I'm just gonna talk a little bit like the history and my interest, and then get to the like stories. But then she talked about like that her friend, who is also interested in the topic, heard about this game or ritual that you I think it's like called a pencil game. I'm not sure. Maybe like she had her own rules. I don't know what was the games actually, but it sort of kind of reminds me of the Spanish pencil game. I think it's called, whatever. Anyways, she told me that her friend played the pencil game, and it's pretty much let's just call it the pencil game. It's pretty much that if you win, you get your your wish granted, and if you lose, then someone dies. Someone like really random, but someone who you know. And then this girl played that game, and she had like a huge horse farm, and that's why they know each other, because they like had horses like as a common hobby, whatever. And then this girl told my friend that she played that game, she lost, and then she was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, and nothing happens anyway. And the next night, the whole stall caught fire somehow, like, and nobody knew what happened, but all the horses died. And I can only imagine if my pet died, like all of my pets died at the same night, and it would happen right after I played some dodgy game, that would probably freak me out and make me really sad too. So yeah, she told me that story, and my fascination didn't stop there. It started growing. It was like so interesting to me. And then me and some other friend were at, I was always the bold one in my friend group. I was always I didn't do like borderline stupid shit, but I did borderline stupid shit, if you know what I mean. I didn't get anyone killed, or I didn't get myself killed, but I put myself into very risky situations. I've always been a risk taker. So me and this other friend, let's just put names, otherwise it gets confusing. But let's just call her Sandy. Let's call her Sandy, okay? And me and Sandy went to a camp together, and we were put into a room where there were like 3 girls or 4 in the same room. So we started telling like scary stories and shit. And I think it was my idea, but I'm not sure. But anyways, we started playing like the Bloody Mary game. And me, the bold motherfucker, was like, I'm gonna do that. Like, shit's not real anyway. It was like for about like 12-ish o'clock. And there was this oval mirror. And I think that the candles weren't allowed in that room, but somehow someone had a candle or someone had a lighter or something. There was some sort of fire, or was it a torch? I don't remember. I think it might have been a candle. Anyways, I held some light source in my hand, and I went in front of the mirror, and I said like Bloody Mary, and then did the ritual. That's one of the ways, because I'm pretty sure there are thousands of ways to do it, but I just said Bloody Mary 13 times, and I think that with every time I had to throw myself in front of the mirror. But at this, like I told you, I've never been scared of such things, and I was always the bold one to try new things and stuff. But this time, when I was like on my 12th twirl, something in me got scared, and I started feeling something, and I was like, okay, shit, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna do it, like, or do it or say it for the 13th time. So I stopped, and we all went to sleep. So in that night, I saw in my dream that same mirror, and I didn't have any knowledge or history about the Bloody Mary, actually. I just know like some details, but I don't know what she looked like, nothing like that. And I saw a dream. It was like everything was dark. Maybe there was like a moonlight lighting that mirror reflected on, so it was visible. The same oval mirror with white frames. It was kind of like sort of kind of vintagey mirror, and there was this, like, I looked into the mirror, and then a white hand, like it was like a Renaissance type dress or something, like a not the collar, what is it called? Hand thing, whatever. This part here was trying to reach from the mirror, and it almost started like coming out of the mirror and reaching me. And it was like, yeah, this like vintagey white type dress with a sleeve. Yeah, it's called sleeve. Anyways, with a like bell sleeve white, and it had like reddish stains. And then it tried to reach me, and I woke up and opened my eyes, and I was freaked the fuck out. I was like, I'm never gonna play that game again, and I will never, fuck with those things again, because that shit got like really real for me, because first of all, I never was scared of those things, and second of all, I do not believe, like, I didn't, and I still don't believe that this was a dream based on, like, sometimes you see dreams based on your subconscious or whatever. It wasn't an accident. I believe that if I had done it for the 13th time, that hand from the mirror would have reached me, and I don't know what would have happened to me, but I believe that because I didn't complete the ritual, that hand couldn't reach me. But it was so fucking scary, because the mirror in my dream was the exact mirror that I did the ritual with. And yeah, that's that. That's the first time I fucked with something very beyond me, and I thought that I'm never gonna do this again, but I was very wrong. Did you see when it slipped? Ghosts. Anyways, the second story. So I was a bit older, and then I mean, older than then. Maybe the mirror thing happened when I was like maybe 9 or 10, and the second story is when I was 12. And me and my classmates, we always had like a class evening. I had a really great teacher in elementary school who did a lot for us, and I still love her to death. But anyways, she always organized the class to come together once a month on Friday, and we gathered together, and the teacher wasn't there because she kind of trusted us, which was very nice because we never let her down either. And we just brought like drinks, not alcoholic obviously, and chips and food and whatever, and we just talked and usually like played games. We didn't even watch movies. That was like the real time when children still had childhoods pretty much. And this time we thought that it's a great idea to, how is it even called? Because in Estonian it's called plate twirling. Well, let's just say we made our own OG board. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But anyways, we made our own OG board. And we decided to call out a spirit. One of the... Sorry, I was just being weird. My sentences didn't really make sense, so I thought that I'm gonna just voice over the part. But we invited in a spirit that is a not to say celebrity, like someone doesn't have celebrities. Everyone who thinks they're celebrities just where's the clown emoji? Anyways, we called out a spirit that was like a very honorable person in Estonia once upon a time, but may him rest in peace now. Yeah. Oh, and also, when we first started, I was pretty sure that this girl who came up with the idea was moving the planchette. So, yeah. Because also her mother was kind of like the paranormal kind of freak. And I thought that she just taught her daughter like this party trick or whatever. To me, it was a party trick and nothing more. So yeah, I didn't really take it very seriously because I didn't think that's real. However, and we played the OJ game, and at a certain point, I just like you want proof, right? So at a certain point, I was like, maybe let's play hide and seek, and that was pretty much the closest I have gotten to a ghost. I said, let's play hide and seek, and you hide yourself somewhere and we find you. It wasn't my idea, I don't remember, but I just remember thinking that I probably think it was my idea because when I was a kid I fucking loved hide and seek. I still joke about it that like don't play hide and seek with the best if you don't like to lose, is what I constantly tell myself. I actually tweeted about this because I have lost things because I hide them from myself and I don't find them anymore, or I find them later, and that's about that. But anyways, yeah, so we tell this spirit or whatever it was to hide, and we were about to like search for it. So we searched for like maybe like 20-30 minutes, and we had like candles across the room, and I was like I noticed one candle, and when there's one candle, right, there's a candle, and there's like this candle, right, and there's like one shade, right, but there were not one but two shades, and I was like, that's weird, that's just like, or am I stupid? Because it's illogical to me. And then I just went there out of curiosity, touched the shade, and it like dissipated. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It just happened. And I was like, guys, I think I found it. And then we asked from the spirit, did she find you? And the spirit was like, yes. And I was like, oh motherfucker, because now nobody is fucking moving the plate with their hand. Because what I saw was very real. But anyways, it's still a mystery to me because I cannot state what actually happened. Maybe there was a logical explanation for that. But in that place and time, with that logic that I had, I don't know. You tell me? We also said goodbye to the spirit, and nothing bad really happened. I think I went on with my life, and thank God that nothing happened to me, because after playing with the Ouija board for a few times, I then started reading about it and researching. And then I freaked the fuck out. I was like, I'm the luckiest person on earth that nothing horrible didn't happen to me. I want to add that one thing did happen. It was an incredibly weird fear of shadows. I had an incredibly weird fear of shadows. Try to say it 10 times. But yeah, it lasted for a couple of years, and I was just like, every time I saw shades or shadows, I was like, is there still only one? Because yeah, I was terrified, but not anymore. Thankfully, actually, right now I'm looking at a shade, so creepy indeed. No, everything's cool now, thank God. The next one is we actually played the same game maybe 6 months later at my friend's place. The same girl who thought of it, the idea, whose mother was eccentric. Actually, I used someone named Sandy, but that never came up, so fuck the names, I guess. Anyways, this girl, yeah, we were at her place. It was her birthday, and we started playing with the Ouija board again. And her mother was there as well. And her mother just told really scary stories to us, but I never believed her. She told us that she has seen an alien on her balcony and shit like that. I was like, damn, they went crazy. But now I'm like, shit, was she though? Yeah. We started playing with the Ouija board, and with the same spirit, possibly, because you never know who you get. Basically, we started playing, and then we play. We ask questions, blah blah blah. I got answers that I actually don't want to know, but I'm still thinking about, for example, let me tell you one thing. That spirit told me that my future husband, I was 12 actually then, is 2 years older than me, and he's blonde. So that's that. Oh, and a side note here, that whenever you're playing with an Ouija board and you think you have called, let's say, a spirit of a very dear relative, that's not always the case, because very, very often, and I would like to say that most likely to respond to call first is some dark entities, for example, like demons, and you may think you're speaking to your beloved relative, but actually in reality you're not, and those spirits or demons or entities can take a form of anyone. So even if you ask them questions about your, let's say, dead grandfather, they know the answers because those things know the answers. And when you ask them questions about your life, for example, who you're gonna friggin' marry with, or what's your job gonna be when you're 60, these spirits can actually lie to you and mess with your head. So if you ever have played, or you plan on playing, which I never suggest, remember this: those answers you get may not always be the truth. Right, and that Spirit also told me that I already know that person. So here's that again. But yeah, there were other things that like information we got. Nothing happened. It was just spooky energy. I just remember the energy was. I thought like this time, like actually I was like, I want to go home, and it wasn't scary to me. Rather, the energy was off, and we played, nothing happened. Then we quit the game. Oh no, we paused the game. We didn't quit it yet, and we had like a toilet break or whatever, and we put the lights on, and then. You know when sometimes you're in the dark and then you put the light on, you have like those visions in your eyes. I don't know, do you know what I'm talking about? But anyways, I saw like a vision. Can we just take a moment to appreciate what I'm doing here? Cause what the fuck am I doing here? A vision of a male's body, and it was like thick. It had like a striped shirt or something, and like this the scarf, neck scarf. He looked like and jeans with a belt, and I saw him like that. It was a blue like apparition or something, and I was like, was it the light, the ghost? I don't know. But anyways, we asked the spirit later after the pause. Did like I saw him? I don't even remember what the spirit answered. I think that spirit answered no. That spirit answered no, which actually got me scared, because I then started thinking that if we call for one spirit, how do you know there are no others around attracted to this Ouija board? And back then I didn't actually think much of it, but like years later I started thinking about that. If I didn't see that ghost, I don't think that it was like a random like flash, because usually random flashes are like stains, they don't have figures, but it was so describable, like a male figure. Looks like he's working in the Navy, or like he likes Navy style, and it looked like I think he had like a hat on or something. He looked like a like a person who's into like Navy shit, and it was like maybe in 60s, 50s. I may be wrong. I'm gonna put it like the real year here, and I'm gonna put the picture of a man, what he looked like, if I find something. So according to Google, it's a picture from a 1960s, and this is a group of men working in the Navy. So it's just Google, it's just random search. It might be wrong, but that was what Google said to me. So actually I was correct that it was in the 60s, like I assumed. And this is like exactly I promise you guys, this is the picture that I saw, or like the apparition that I saw from this man, because before seeing that photo, I don't remember ever seeing those costumes on actual Navy men, uh, other than just cartoon characters. Then we ended the game and nothing ever happened again. Nothing ever happened again to me, but this girl, we stopped being friends because she got very fucking evil, and her mother was already, actually, I didn't really like her because her stories were, I could say at least, intriguing, but she was very cruel. Like, are you mentally okay? So I'm not sure what happened to them, because they lived in that apartment after, years later. And this girl got meaner, so fuck, if something possessed her, I'm not surprised, because those things happen. Anyways, that didn't stop me from playing, and me and my best friend decided to play it in my place, in my countryside. And shit, I still go there sometimes, and Okay, anyways, the story. We made our own Ouija board. We played it in front of a mirror, pretty much. That's also a no-no, I think. And don't really remember anything happening. We actually had the same spirit again. And I don't remember nothing happening at all. It was boring, I think. Then we sent the spirit away as well. And then, of course, I didn't know nothing about energy cleansing or something like that, or protecting myself, or having like some prayers before and after, or like, you know, stuff like that. I didn't know anything back then. I just played it so, what's the word? Recklessly. All of those years, I watched a lot of scary stories on YouTube. I watched horror movies with my friends. We talked about that stuff a lot, and I'm surprised that I didn't like experience anything besides those things that I told you about. Actually, when I've been in my countryside now years later. I think it was in the spring or something like that. And actually, my parents live in my countryside right now, and they weren't home. They were away like for a few days or something, and I was home alone. It was dark, and I had a glass of water downstairs. And so it's a shitty ass glass. It's like no one's using. I came like down, like I was on the staircase, and I heard this sound, and I was like, what the actual fuck? And then I brushed it off, and then I came back to the city. I heard for the second time, and then I was like, okay, I've heard about like energy cleansing now. I'm just gonna, if there's anyone here, please leave. Goodbye. Please go to the light. This is my home. And I said it, and this thing or whatever that was, maybe it was nothing, you know, left. That never happened again. But like if a ghost, like imagine a ghost does that. What a ghost usually can do is like this, right? Assuming you can't really touch things, but they have to like, you know, push it like that, you know. Yeah, that's the story. And some other stories I had in this apartment here in the city. My mother moved out of this apartment when I was 17 and a half. I was still in school, because in Estonia you graduate when you're 19. And I was still in school, and every morning, like let's say I woke up at 7. Every morning, 6:30-ish, I woke up, and I was thinking like, Mom, like I wasn't used to that fact that she had moved away yet. And I was like, Mom, like why are you hoovering this early? Like, God, like what's up? And then I opened my eyes, I woke up, and everything was quiet. No neighbors were hoovering, nothing happening, just peace and quiet, 6:30-ish in the morning. And then, like, during the same period, I would say, like, in the same 6 months or whatever, or maybe it was a year when it happened, I don't really remember, let's say 6 months. 6 months period, when all of those things happened here. And then I remember going to sleep and just, you know, lying down, and then feeling like something like, let's say how can I show you? You're like laying in bed, right? These are your legs. And then you can just see if someone is sitting on you. Like you can see the blanket will move a bit, because my blanket was like that, right? I hope you can see. My blanket was like that, you know. And then that part got like this. And it didn't bounce back. It stayed like this. And like maybe 10 minutes later, it bounced back. And I was, oh motherfucker. This ain't no fucking bullshit. This is a real ass ghost. Oh shit, I was terrified. And I just hope that this is my grandfather saying, hi girl, what's good? because I was very fucking scared because it felt like someone sitting on me. Then in the same interval, I was like half asleep. Usually, like I said, like the hoovering thing happened when I was half asleep, half awake, and then this one thing happened when I was half awake, half asleep, and I saw like a shade or like how can I say this? A blurry figure coming to my room, hopping on my bed, and I could feel it physically hopping, like someone was hopping on me, on my legs too, and then hopping out of the window. And I know it sounds funny, but it looked a little bit like Voldemort on the face, because the face was all blurry. It didn't have like facial features, but it was like the edges were like, I was scared. The edges were like blurry and like, it looked like it was going against the grain or against the wind, like so fast. But at the same time, it wasn't fast. It was like normal speed. And then it came probably through my door because my door is always closed. And then it jumped on me and got out of the window. And at this point, I was like, fuck. I was scared as shit because shit is weird. Weird things happen. There were things when I woke up in the middle of the night because something fell. Let's say I put a motherfucking ring in the center of my table and then fell. Like during the night it fell, and in the morning I was like, how the fucking hell it possibly could get from this part to here? And I didn't have any people staying with me for them to like fuck with me or something. I have had like very freaky things. I've heard knockings. I've heard someone like say my name like very blurrily and shit like that. It's just like, what the fuck. And then I heard about a ritual when you can just like do something like say goodbye, this is my home. And I did like a tiny little ritual, simple one. And after that, everything is gone. Thank God. I'm very grateful because I like my home safe and ghost free. And I also decided that I don't see or hear or feel ghosts. I believe everything is like inside your head. So if you believe you don't see, hear, or encounter ghosts, oh shit, my battery's dying. Anyways, and my grandmother has told me stories too. Like quickly, I hope I have the time, but when she was little and she was like in her home and they had like this big fireplace, and her mother was like, can you just bring me the thing that you like, what is this called when you use it to like do shit in the fireplace? It's called the fireplace poker or fire iron. Whatever it's called. Can you please bring me that? And my grandmother ran to the other side of the fireplace and she saw a little boy. And she was like, Mommy, why there's like a little boy here? And her mother was like, what boy? Like, you don't have any brothers? She one day told me that when she was living somewhere, there was a field, like a huge field behind her house, and then she saw a man on her field walking in very like old clothes, very like not from this era, or maybe it could always be like a person whose style is a little bit vintage. But then she told me that she just looked at this man. And then she just turned away or something. Yeah, whatever, some random man. And she was like, wait, but why they are walking on my field? She looked back, and then the man just like disappeared. And there was like imagine a big field. You start running, you're still visible, you cannot hide because it's a field. And I was like, oh shit, like, very fucking creepy. And there are other stories where my friends have seen ghosts when they were little. Yeah, I know a lot of ghost stories. anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little video, and thank you for watching, and see you in my next video, and stay awesome, stay cool, stay real, and stay you. Okay, bye.